Hi, this is Divya here, and welcome to Buddy's Talk. I have Bhavna with me. Hi, Bhavna.
Hi, Divya.
And should be
Oh,
missing Shweta again today because we're just
yeah,
continuing to the last session.
our
Um,
celebration's getting too long.
yeah, I know. She's having fun.
You're missing us.
Um, yeah, so today's topic is going to be the continuation of what we left, Bhavna. It's going to be about the cultural differences and, the
Yeah.
basically the differences between two countries.
Uh,
Um,
Let
I,
me start.
yeah.
Actually, I'll take it from here, and I want to ask you from a very long time. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we never talked about it, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, you came to Dubai a few years back. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I know everyone I meet who have never been to Dubai has got a certain idea of how Dubai is,
Mm-hmm.
and they have this certain things in their mind कि दुबई ऐसा होगा वैसे होगा वो सब different thought process, not thought process, different thoughts and beliefs that they have about Dubai. What was
Yeah.
your, and did it meet your expectations, or was it like completely different from what you thought?
Well, honestly, Dubai was the first international trip I ever had, I think. And that's after that I started traveling outside. So for me, it was exciting because I was going to a place that people, look up to basically, or people want to go to. So for me, it's more about, for me, Dubai was more about high-rise buildings, fancy
Okay.
buildings,
Oh, surely
and
met your expectations there.
yes, it did. It did to a great extent. And about rich people. Okay.
Rich
I'll come
people.
to
Okay.
that point later. Yes,
Oh,
for me,
okay.
Dubai is like, oh, it's luxurious life. It's about money. It's all about money, and
Hmm.
flashy lifestyles.
Yeah,
Um,
I have a
yeah,
bed made out of notes. Okay,
or
all
gold,
currencies.
or
Yeah,
gold.
or gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, my toilet seats are also made of gold.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's my impression. That was my impression before I
Yeah.
made it to Dubai.
Okay.
And to my surprise, some things were as I expected it to be, like the high-rise buildings and
Mm-hmm.
fancy stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely like that. Whatever
Yeah.
you come across in media or any other
Mm-hmm.
communication mediums. Um, on this contrary, about money, I think Dubai has either very rich people or they have very poor people. There's nobody in the middle. That's my impression of
Yes. Yes.
Dubai. But yeah, I would like to understand more from you, Bhavna. Is that true that people? I think most of them have this opinion about Dubai that it's
Mm-hmm.
it's more for rich people. There are a lot of people, throwing money in the air and stuff like that.
Oh, I wish I was there. Anyway, about throwing money in the air, I'll tell you an incident where there was this guy who was literally throwing money in the air, like he was driving and he was throwing some currencies on the road, and
Wow.
there were these people who were following him, going to collect these notes. That is that in the middle of the road,
Oh,
and
wow. I
this
thought
is
this
all.
happens in movies.
No, this was completely for a video, how the TikTok video or something that he was
Right.
shooting. And then later on he was
Mm.
arrested because first of all this was not allowed, and
Oh.
secondly all the notes were fake currencies. Okay. So let's keep that aside. y- Talking about how the world over here is, ये सबके लिए एक common world है. Like if you have money, you can own a Porsche or a Lamborghini, or live in one of those exclusive villas next to a beach. You can do anything with that kind of money.
The
But
Palm
if you
Jumeirah. The Palm
Palm
Jumeirah.
Jumeirah is also one of those places, yes, but I'm sure there are more places exclusive for these kind of people.
Mm.
Yes, and even if you're earning quite less, like people who don't earn that much as say a normal salary range, they can
Mm.
also live happily over here.
Okay.
So
I heard
so
that
it
Dubai
is.
is really expensive. Is that true, Bhavna?
Um, Expensive if you're going to expensive shops, yes, but if you're just living with for your bread butter and daily stuff, like daily clothes and all those things, that can also be handled with very less money. You have
Mm.
options over here. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to have those fashionable branded stuff, you have a
Mm.
different market. You have the
Mm. I
money,
see.
you get it.
That's right. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
about it's catering more to. In fact, Dubai has a very good mix of population, right? Like
true, true,
people coming from different parts of the world.
true.
I think they are catering to those people as well. That's a very good
Yes.
part about Dubai.
And one common question that you get asked by when you go to India or any of the other places, oh, you are from Dubai, so you must be knowing people who own a Porsche, Lamborghini, Ferrari, or someone who has got a pet lion or a tiger. Yes, yes. I said, yes, maybe I know someone with a Porsche Lamborghini, but I don't know anyone with a tiger or a lion. Yes, I know few people who have got dogs and parrots for their pets. I'm yet to meet someone with a tiger.
You never know,
Yeah.
Bhavna. In future, you might own a lion.
Oh, yes. I would a lion cup. As far as the cup, it's fine. I don't know how I'm gonna
I think
still
these
the
I think these things are coming from the YouTube videos that gets published for like
Yes,
whatever reasons.
I'm sure there might be people over here who actually uh, own or have them as a pet, but
Mm.
I have not seen that in public yet.
Oh, I am not sure if they are supposed to even take them out in public from a
No, but
safety standpoint.
I have seen a video where there are this two or three, I think they were lions, just next to the Burj Al Arab. There's a beach, the Kite Beach. Okay, that is
Yeah,
next
Bulj
to
Al
the
Arab. Yeah,
next to the Burj Al Arab hotel. Okay,
yeah.
and you can actually see the Burj Al Arab hotel in the background. And
Oh,
this beach is a public beach, and these
uh,
lions were actually playing in that beach in
really?
early
I've
morning time. Yeah.
we had gone to the beach, by the way, Bhavna. I don't know if it was with you or with my cousin when I made it to UAE,
We have
but
gone to that one. I thought we went to the JBR beach.
I saw the Al Arab. I could see that from that beach. It's
Okay,
this,
then I think
yeah,
it was the Kite Beach. Yes.
yeah. I don't know the name of the
No,
beaches.
I think we went to this another restaurant. Which one was that? Al Qasr.
That was
Okay,
in the
this is
mall.
where not in the
There
mall.
was
We went
one
for
in the
dinner
mall.
over there.
Yeah, you know what? With that mall thing, I remember. Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
the Dubai Mall is supposed to be the biggest mall in the world, right?
I think area wise it is supposed to be, but I don't know if anyone else has taken that record.
And do
But
you
they are
often go
extending.
there?
But not to my surprise, they are extending the mall, so it will get even bigger.
Wow. I think, yeah, that's one point. With that, you raised a very good point. I think with Dubai, it's like everything is bigger. Like, be it the
Yes,
biggest
the
building in the
biggest, the
world.
largest, the fastest,
Yes,
everything is over here.
it's over the top all the time, right? Like it's
Absolutely.
large and
Yes, it's
gigantic.
live life king size kind of a thing.
Yeah, and when somebody says Dubai, the first picture that comes to your mind is the Burj Khalifa, right?
Yes,
That's like an icon.
and that actually you can see from any point in Dubai. You can see this building.
Oh
And
yeah.
I live very close to this, and I can walk to this place within like maybe 10 minutes, but I would rather not walk during this during this in this weather. Maybe after a month the weather would
Yeah.
get better and can walk through.
Yeah, I remember you taking me to Burj Khalifa, and
Oh.
I had asked you if I can go inside the building, and you were like, "No, it's freaking expensive."
No, actually the rates I think have come down a bit, so now everyone can go. It's like
Oh,
it's not that very expensive. Like but from the time you came, it has changed a bit.
oh, really? Like
Yeah.
it's like what? So what from what I know, it was about on the there is a like you can go on top of the 120th floor or something for like
Yeah.
paying like 100 dirhams or something like that.
Yeah,
Was
I
the
think it
charge?
has come up to, I don't know. I don't really know but I think that it has come down. Okay, and now there is a new viewing area where you can sit and have coffee looking at the view.
Wow.
And I have not been to that one, so I'm waiting for someone to come from another country who wants to visit that building. Then I'll go with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise,
And
it will be
all,
twice the visit.
yeah, but it's always an iconic structure, and people can
Yes,
always relate that structure to Dubai. And
absolutely.
also, Bhavna, just out of curiosity, but in terms of cultural differences,
Mhm.
what do you think is? Let's start with like dressing sense, okay? What do you think is different from India, like from an entire
Uh,
standpoint?
okay. when you talk, let's talk about UAE in whole. Dubai is much more, has got lenient rules and regulations, whereas
Mm-hmm.
Sharjah, Abu Dhabi are very strict with their rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
So in Dubai, you can dress modestly. It's fine. You can wear sleeveless, you can wear shorts. Everything is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are in Abu Dhabi or Sharjah, you need to wear proper. There should be a proper dressing sense. You can't wear sleeveless. You need to be properly, fully dressed. No shorts. You have to wear either 3/4 or pants or skirts, long skirts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
and
that's something I experienced when I went there. I saw like, it's more open to international people in Dubai.
yes. So there is you. No one would bat an eyelid if you're wearing shorts and spaghetti tops in Dubai. But if you're in
Mm-hmm.
Abu Dhabi, there would be consequences, baby. You have to dress very modestly over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
but how you can of course hold hands and walk over here, but kissing in public is a complete no. Okay, if caught and if someone takes an objection, you might even go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, don't talk about that topic in America because
Everybody would be in the jail,
yeah, everybody
right?
will be in the jail. So that's a different world.
Hmm,
So yeah,
right.
it's good to know, and you've also been to US. So tell me, what is your perspective about US, or was it before you traveled to the US?
For me, when you say USA, the first place that comes into mind is the Times Square.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
that is like I can live there. The kind of energy, when you talk about vibes, the vibes is actually the kind of vibes anyone would require in their life if they like traveling.
Yeah, it's lively. I would say
It's
it's
very
lively.
lively, different people, different cultures. It's like a mix of everything, and you are happy over there. And
Yeah.
nobody cares about what you are doing. You are in
Yeah.
your own world. They are in their own world. You can shop, you can eat
Yeah.
anything over there, and it's always lit up.
Yeah.
And one thing, you have always seen this in movies. Okay,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
you always wanted to go there, and when you are there, it's like nothing.
Yeah. And same with
You
Statue
can
of
say
Liberty, right, Bhavna? I think people
yes,
relate Statue of Liberty to the US, and that's
yes,
something that people
yes,
want to visit first when they go to the US.
absolutely, and
Um,
hot dog stands.
oh yes, yes. I mean,
Yeah.
but if you ask me about it,
Hmm.
like, I
How
think,
was it?
yeah, go ahead.
How was the first time you went to USA? What was the first thing that you did in the first week? What was that you did?
Well, certainly not in the first week because we were still getting over the jet
Hmm.
lag and settling
Hmm.
down. But the first place that I wanted to visit was definitely Statue of Liberty,
Okay.
because that's been US for me
Okay.
while the years I was growing up. And yes, you have heard of places like Washington and stuff like that. So you do want to go to those places and explore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Which is your
so
favorite place?
in the US so far,
Yes. Yes, in the USA so far.
Um, I've been to Las Vegas, and that's my favorite place. Honestly, I
Oh
can't get
yes.
over it.
I have
And
not
you won't.
been there. It's in my list for sure.
Yeah, I've been there, and honestly, I went there when I was like 6 months pregnant. So can you imagine me with this
Oh,
belly and traveling around Vegas? It was fun. So Vegas was the best memories I have because I was also traveling with a
Mhm,
group of
mhm,
friends, and
mhm,
obviously that place is like something to watch out for.
mhm, mhm.
So if anybody is traveling to US, I think Vegas is a must visit. And of
Yes.
course, New York is there, like it was always there. New York is the picture that comes to your mind, right?
Yeah. And
And
yeah,
you
so
know,
Divya,
yeah,
USA, that whenever since childhood, USA is a place that comes into our mind when we say we want to travel or if you want to get settled. Everyone has got US in their mind. How
hmm
was it for you? Was it planned or
no,
did it
it
just come
wasn't.
through?
No, it wasn't. As I mentioned, right in my previous
Mm-hmm.
part, it just happened to me. But everything is not hanky dory, as they say. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
right? There are challenges to survive. If you want to come to this country, it's not easy. First and
Mm-hmm.
foremost, it's not
Okay.
easy, especially if you're coming for work, it's never easy.
Okay.
So if you're coming as a tourist, you're fine. You can
Mm-hmm.
get through the visas and you can have fun. But if you're coming
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
work and trying to find a work, it's
Mm-hmm.
not easy. So I had my
Okay.
fair share of struggles, and
Mm-hmm.
I won't say I'm settled now. I'm still struggling, honestly. But more than struggle, I would like to term or say that it's not struggle really. It's about learning and making yourself better uh,
True.
with challenges. So it threw a lot of challenges at me, because for people who think that it's easy to survive in US or to get
Mm-hmm.
into US, it's hard work. So if you see
True.
any Indian in America, the probably the Indian has gone through a lot of hard work in his life.
True.
So that, one thing I after coming here is
Mm-hmm.
I the respect for the immigrants grew, you know,
Right.
because
Yeah.
I know the struggles that the immigrants go through. I'm
They
sure,
would have
Bhavna,
gone through. Yeah.
you can also talk about it, right? Because it's a struggle. It
Yes.
is,
Yes.
and to sustain is even more difficult. If you want a good lifestyle, you have to like work for it.
Absolutely. And people think, I think, even I think for that matter, that if you have lived in US for like 7, 8 years now, you can apply for a green card. I know how much you are struggling, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's I wish.
it's
Yeah.
like it's easy for us to think, oh, now they can be US citizens. They don't have to come back to India, you know.
Oh no. I think the
Yes.
general perspective people have about people living in the US is that, oh, they
Mhm.
are having a good life, they have a lot of
Exactly.
money,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
it's everything is happy go, lucky
Mhm.
kind of situation. But no, it's not. It's a struggle. But as I said, it's a challenge. I won't say struggle, as I'm,
It's a
you
challenge.
know,
It's a learning curve to in
it's a
your life's
it is a
graph.
learning curve. It's a learning curve. It's it's like life is throwing challenges at you. You just take them and you just
Hmm.
get through
Hmm.
them. So,
Absolutely.
having said that, I think the US has a lot of opportunities,
Hmm.
and it's it just if you are willing to work for it, you have a lot of opportunities. That's how I'll define America. But it's hard to get here. That's only challenge.
Okay.
Also,
And
more not more elaborating on the challenges. I would,
hmm.
with the cultural differences, I think, Bhavna, when I moved here,
Right.
cultural, there were a lot of cultural shocks,
Hmm.
especially the public PDAs. And you were saying the kissing in public is not very
Hmm.
common in your part of the country, right?
Right.
But in the US, it's very common, and the public PDAs were definitely a shocker for someone coming from India.
Okay. Okay.
But you just kind of accept that's just one of the small thing. But there
Hmm.
are other things, like, when I was growing up in India, it was like too many years back, right? I mean,
Yeah.
things have changed now, and India has evolved over the time. um but I remember like small things like holding the door for someone. When you open the door, you have to like hold for the next person entering, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's something you don't realize, that not holding it would be considered rude.
Oh.
So
Okay.
that's just one of the things that I experienced in the US. That these are just the small things. And also, when you're working in India, you
Hmm.
just you are close to your colleagues. You talk about their personal stuff.
True.
You can tap on their shoulders and do stuff
Hmm.
like that. But
Hmm.
here, like if you tap on someone's shoulder, you are meeting the HR next. That's what is going to
Okay.
happen.
I have a question for you. This is what I
Yeah.
have heard even in one of Aishwarya's interviews as well, Aishwarya Rai's interviews as well, where
Hmm.
where it's pointed out that if you have to meet your friend or a relative,
You have to take an
you have to
appointment.
actually take a point. Yes, is that
Yeah.
true?
Not an official appointment, but you know how the culture here is that the kids, when as soon as they turn teens, they move out of the house. That's a culture,
Right.
which means the
Okay.
parents are probably living alone, when as they
Yeah.
get old. And
Right.
also, So when they live separate, they have to take appointments or fix dates to meet each other, or for going out for dinner or something like that. So you do have to do that, but more so in the American culture, like the Caucasian culture, not so very much in the Indian culture. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
Indians
right.
here are trying to carry on with their Indian
True,
culture, basically.
true.
But yeah, more for the Caucasians, that's how it is. I would agree to that part. It is
Okay.
like that. But here weekends are a big thing.
Oh,
So
like
people
you're
always
talking
have
about,
plans.
yeah, vegans, or is it like you're talking about vegetarians?
No, I didn't say weekends. I meant to say weekends, like in
Oh my
weekends.
God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
You know
I'm
what I
saying,
heard? You know what I
yeah,
heard? I
you
heard
are
there are lots
vegans.
of vegans and there are lots of
Uh,
plants over here. So I didn't hear plant, I heard plants. Okay.
Well, first thing is we don't have many vegans here. We eat everything, so
I thought
it's
that's a
highly
big thing in
unlikely.
US. I thought it was a big thing over there.
No, it's not. I was talking about weekends because people
Yeah.
always plan their weekends like for months and years of even a year ahead. So it's very
Okay.
important to like book their appointment if you have a function or something, so that they don't have any plans for, they won't do anything else and can come to your function. So it's important that you inform them well in advance, and that's probably why the whole appointment things comes into picture. um
Okay.
yeah, it's just different, but that's also one of the cultural differences. You're right, Bhavna.
Yeah, so
And
I'm just
obviously,
imagining
yeah.
if I tell my mom, you have to take an appointment to meet me. I don't know what she's gonna do to me. Okay.
Well, she'll come to your house and give you a slap and say, you need my appointment.
Oh, slap would be even more kind. I think she has got better. She could do a lot more. Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, that's kind of a formal way of living here,
Right.
basically. And also, I think from a family standpoint, right, Bhavna, I've seen like you see people having married twice or having living with their step parents or
Right.
having stepfathers, and these are very common things here, which is something we don't get to hear more in India, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah,
We just, again, it was all in the movies. What we saw were in the movies, and
correct.
we had this certain thing about this is how it would be over there.
Yeah, and see, like
Yeah.
simple things like divorces. Divorce is a very, I know it's not very common in India yet.
But it is getting common. Yeah, it is.
It
It is.
is,
Yeah,
yeah,
people are
but
changing.
here it's common to have to
Hmm.
get divorced and to
Hmm.
live separate. These are all common things. And initially it was a
Hmm.
shocker, but yes, but as you meet people and you make friends, it's a very common and it's part of
Yeah,
life. So
and
you
you tend to
accept it.
become very open-minded also when you are open to other cultures as well.
Absolutely. Yes, I can't agree more to that.
Hmm.
And also, the whole LGBT thing is very common in
Right.
America.
Right.
It always
Hmm.
was, and it
Hmm.
still is. Initially, as coming from India, we haven't really seen those
Oh
part
yeah.
of life, right?
Yeah.
So moving here and seeing that was also a cultural shock, but now it's like very much part of our life. It's more
Hmm.
inclusive now.
You're right.
Um, so yeah, these are some of the things. I can keep going, keep talking about this on and on. There are
Yeah.
many things. But
But in the end, I think we are happy where we are right now, and whatever it is, we tend to keep going back to it.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think, if you ask me, I always tell this to my cousins or my
Hmm.
friends that you have to go outside and see the world. You
True.
have to get out of the country and experience the different
Hmm.
culture. I'm not saying move out of the country for like good or
True.
forever, but I'm saying travel.
Yes, so many people
Travel.
are traveling just for that, like they want to
Yeah.
experience other cultures, live in different country for, for a month or so, understand the culture completely, understand the people, the traditions, everything, and then they come back as a different person
Different
altogether.
person, and your thoughts change.
They have grown in that, yeah.
Yeah, you become broad-minded and your
Hmm.
perspective changes about people. And that's what I learned
Exactly.
when I moved here is
Hmm.
having a totally different perspective about life. And I wish that I could, everybody could do that. just for their personal development. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, yes.
So
If you
it's,
have the opportunity, if you can do it, if you have the health, you have the wealth, just go ahead and do it.
yeah, and wealth is definitely a challenge. I can't agree more.
No, see, if you look at all the vlogs in YouTube, there are so many people. There's nomads kind of people who travel from India also.
Yeah,
They left their jobs and they started traveling, and they used to stay in this what do you call shared motels or hotels,
yeah,
you know, those kind
yeah,
of places.
yeah,
And they spend very minimum. They do hitchhiking, and
yeah.
they travel, okay, and they also learn a lot. And once their YouTube channel starts picking up, they get money as well. So
And then they can monetize and capitalize on
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
my dream job. That's my dream job.
Yeah, and Pavna, with that, I know that our next topic is definitely going to be about travel because
Oh
you are the
yes,
travel
absolutely.
person. You
Yes.
are the person who
Oh,
who has seen more world than anybody else.
and I dream of traveling the world, at least to some part of the world with you too as well, you and Shweta. And
It's a plan, long pending, but
long
you know,
pending, yes, but soon, very soon. How we say in
yeah.
Dubai, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. And but I remember I was still due on the Maldives trip we planned.
True. But once all
But
this COVID things, we haven't traveled anywhere from the past 2 years except to India
I haven't
because of the
even in
COVID.
2 years.
Yeah,
So
so this thing is holding up a lot for us, and even we can't even think of going out of the country for now.
yeah, I know these are challenging times, but hopefully things will be better and we can,
Hopefully, yes,
start
yes,
traveling again. But I think we should have one topic specifically for travel, and Bhavna
yeah.
is gonna be leading that call and that
I can,
meeting, and she's gonna
I can
rock
do that.
it.
I can go on and on about it, everything.
Yeah, she can talk
Yes.
about different places she visited, and obviously me, I haven't traveled as much as her, but whatever I know, I can. And Shweta's also traveled a lot, honestly.
Oh yes, and she has
So
traveled alone. Okay, she has
she,
done that a bit. She used to travel in groups, but she used to go to places alone and do her own bit of
yeah,
solo
she's
traveling.
super. Yeah, she's happy being alone and traveling solo. So I think we are gonna have fun in the travel session.
Yes,
So
we can do that soon.
let's do that for the next session, and stay tuned, everyone. I hope you
And if
guys.
you have any questions, just ask us, and we will be happy to
Yes,
answer you.
yes. Any topic specifically that you want to listen to, any other things that you want to
Suggestions or
hear? Oh,
anything
absolutely.
that comes into your mind, just put in your comments, and we'll get back to it.
Correct. And YouTube has facility to provide the comments. You can put all the comments in YouTube, good or bad,
Or
doesn't matter. We are open to both.
yes,
So that's it,
yeah. So we'll see
right?
you in the next one.
See you. Thank you. Bye.